Good morning. Yes, true joy is only found in Jesus. I can smile because I know who I am. I can smile because I know where I'm going. I can smile because I know who my creator is. And so every day is a great day for me every day. Every day. I don't have bad days. I may have challenging days, but I don't have any bad days when my Lord and my Savior is on the throne. When I can wake up knowing that He chose me. He chose me out of a lifestyle of sin, out of darkness, out of a lifestyle of just pain and suffering, like He chose me. And so that's something to be grateful for. And so that's why I can smile. That's why I can get excited and stay excited and be excited every single day. And I want to let you know that you can be happy too. Genuinely happy, not a false joy, not a false peace that the world has taken on, because everything that men will ever seek for and look for is only found in Jesus. I'm telling you. We know this. We know this. You know, the world is looking for things and looking for stuff that is only found in Jesus. It's only found in Jesus. And you know, I heard it said that you don't have to be old to know the way. You don't have to be experienced to know the way. You don't have to have gone, to seminary school to have known the way. Like, Jesus is the way. It's not complex. We make it so difficult. We make it so hard, and we live a lifestyle of sin, trying to figure out what is the fulfillment of life. People are out here dying and losing their lives, losing their souls to try to find the fulfillment of a life, because in each and every soul, every human soul, there is a lacking and there is a void that only one can fill. Only one can fill. Every single person on the face of a planet, on every single person on the face of the planet has a void on the inside. And there's only one that can fill that void. There's only one that can complete the soul. And so what is man doing? Man is searching. Man is looking for what it is that they believe is the answer. And so many of us lived a lifestyle of sin where we thought, man, is this what it is? Is this what I am in search for? Is this what I think I need? And many of us broke our own hearts trying to find what we now know is only Jesus that can complete us. What we now know is only Jesus can complete us. Many of us were searching out there in the world and broke our own hearts. We were searching because we thought that what completed the soul was found in relationships. And so many of us lived a lifestyle of fornication. Many of us lived a lifestyle where we thought partying was what it is. Partying, maybe it's partying that I need. Maybe it's partying that's going to fulfill me, that's going to complete me, that's going to fill this void. Because, sooner or later, as man grows from the baby stage to the child stage to the adult stage, man begins to identify that longing. Man is aware that there's something missing. There's something missing. And we believe that it's sin that's going to answer that part of us that we're lacking. We think that it's sin. And so most are going to spend their whole entire life in sin, thinking that maybe one day they will find that closure that they're looking for. Maybe one day they will find that peace of happiness that they're longing for. And I'm not saying that you cannot have peace in this life and that you cannot have happiness in this life, but that can only come through one source. That can only come through one way, and that's Jesus. We know that the world does not have real happiness because the things that they have can't keep them happy. They may have it and it may bring a level of joy to them, but it doesn't keep them full of joy. It doesn't keep them full of happiness. You understand what I'm saying? They don't stay on full. So although you can have gone to college and maybe you got your degree, You know, maybe you have family and maybe you all are very close and maybe you all spend a lot of time together, and they may bring you a level of happiness because, you know, God made family. God made family. God made real family, you know. And he designed that to be able to bring us a level of happiness. However, you cannot put family in the soul. God made, you know, us to have money. However, the love of money, you know, loving money, the love for it that causes you to do evil, the love of money is evil. The love of money is evil, but God allowed us to have it, to be able to get things. However, that does not complete the soul because I can't put money in my soul. So money is nice. You know, living the fast life, as they would call it, is nice. You know, you got your degree now. You went to school to be a doctor, or you went to school to be a businessman or a businesswoman, and now you have finally gotten everything that you need to finally start your dream business. You know, you finally got everything that you need. You got all of your degrees, all of your, you know, tests you've passed, and now you are finally able to be that doctor that you went to school just about your whole life to be. And so you finally have come to this place, and now you are a doctor. Now you are a businessman. Now you are that teacher. You know, now you are the person that's over this place right here, and you have it. You have it, and the money's coming in, and maybe now you've met a woman or you've met a man, and now you want to get married, and you feel as though everything is going for you. Everything is going on track for you. You feel really happy, but then you finally get to a point in your life where although you have everything, something is lacking. Something is off. Something is off. What is it? Maybe I need more money. Maybe I need a new car. Man, and man's ignorance, you know, and lack of acknowledgement for God, man will seek out more things, spending more of themselves, more of their souls, investing more of their time into whatever it is, missing out on or losing money because man is going to think that, well, maybe what I am lacking and what I am missing is over here. And so maybe I need to buy a new car. Maybe I need to buy a new car. Maybe I need to buy a new Porsche or a new Rolls Royce. You know, maybe I need to buy a new house. Maybe it's a new house. Maybe it's a new spouse that I need. Maybe I need to divorce this one. Maybe I need to go on vacation, you know. Maybe I need to go on vacation. Maybe I need to take some drugs because I heard that that's where it's at. I heard that, you know, live life too, but add a little drug in there, add a little marijuana in there as well. Maybe that's where it's at. And so man is living a life where man wants to be completed. Man wants to be filled. Man wants to be filled. Man is looking for things and stuff that is only found in Jesus. And man thinks that living a lifestyle of sin is where it's at. And let me tell you something. Nobody that is living in sin is really happy. People can smile all they want. People can post pictures on social media all they want. They can record videos all they want. But when they go back home to themselves, when they are left alone, when they are left to their own thoughts and their own mind, man has to come to the reality that there is still a lacking and a void. Why? Because the things of this life were not created or made to fulfill the soul, to satisfy the soul. They may bring a sense of pleasure, meaning they may make you feel good in the moment. In the moment, they may make you feel good. But what happens when that wears off? What happens when the fake laugh and the fake smiles goes away? What happens when the fake friends goes away? What happens when you leave your job atmosphere, your job workplace? What happens when, you know, you do have that car out there in the yard, but that can't go into your soul though. That can't fit into the soul. You can't take that with you when you leave this life. Most people think that serving God is for either those that have had a messed up life or, you know, got themselves to a point where they don't have anything, and so now they need God. Or most people think that, serving God is for the old people. That's for the elderly. That's something you do once you are burnt out of the world. That's something that you do when you are just torn and broken and just at this point completely beat up by the world. That's when you serve God. That's when you turn to God. But Solomon says something that is truth. He says something that is truth in Ecclesiastes. The first verse of Ecclesiastes 12 says, "Remember now your Creator in the days of your youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw near, when you shall say, I have no pleasure in them." He's saying that it is better to serve God. It is better to jump on the bandwagon. It is better to agree at an earlier stage of life when you first acknowledge that there is a void, when you first acknowledge that there is something lacking, when you first acknowledge that a part of me is missing. So however early on that is for you, most people will tell you that you're too young to serve God. I've had people tell me that years ago. You are too young to serve God. But Solomon says that is the best time to serve God, because do you know, as people age, as people maneuver their way throughout life, they're becoming bitter. People are becoming bitter because as they are living out their lives and they are chasing their dreams and they are chasing money and they are chasing, the women and the men, as they are doing these things, when they finally get to that place where they realize that, man, I've cheated myself out of life. All of these things that I have, all of these things that I went after did not complete my soul. And so now people get to a place in life. Sooner or later, they get to that place where they realize that they've broken their own hearts. What they went after, what they went searching for wasn't it. And now, they are at a place where their hearts have become hardened. They are at a place where they're angry at life. Most people are angry at life right now because life lied to them. People lied to them. The enemy lied to them, making them think that this was what it was. This was where it's at, They told me that if I go to college, that I could be anything that I want, They told me that I can be anything that I want. They told me that the sky is the limit. That's what they told me. They told me that the sky was the limit. And so I went after the things of this life. And I got the degrees. I got the things that I wanted, but they did not complete me. Solomon says that he tried everything. He said everything is vanity and vexation of spirits. He's saying everything is empty. I tried it all. I was a farmer. I had many wives. I had many concubines. I tried this over here. I tried that over there. He was filled with a lot of wisdom. He had everything. And he got to a place where he realized, man, I had everything and I was still not happy. I had everything and I was still not happy. I know people right now, younger than me and at my current age, who has just about everything. And I remember years ago when I would go through their, social media platform, I would be envious and jealous. Why? Because they look so happy. Although I got God, they look so happy. But the fact that they had accomplished so much at such an early age, meaning they had finished college, they had gotten married, and they had an actual house. And I'm not talking about no small little house. They had like a big house. They had accomplished all of these different things. And that was very impressive to me. It was like, wow, like this person is 25 years old and they have everything going for themselves. And here I am, breaking chains and slaying demons and growing in the kingdom, building the kingdom. And this person had all of these things. But yet when I go home, there's no lacking on the inside. There's no emptiness. There's no lack of fulfillment on the inside, no lack of identity on the inside. Oh no, I know who I am. I know who I am. Versus this person who has everything. They have everything, but there's still a lacking. There's still a void on the inside, and they're able to understand that there is something missing. And so they start to take vacations. Many people start to go on these different vacations, and they enjoy the vacations. but they keep taking the vacations because the vacations are not completing them. It's not filling that void that's on the inside. And then you have it to where people start getting into other religions. You know, most people think, well, maybe it's a religion that I need to try out. Maybe I need to become more spiritual. Maybe I need to become more spiritual. Maybe I need to get into my roots. Maybe I need to get into energy. You know, energy, whatever, however that's said. Maybe that's what I need to do. And so you have people who are getting into all kinds of false religion because they're looking for something. They're looking for something. But you have everything. Yeah, I have everything. We understand how that works. You know, that's why people kill themselves. We know several people, even if you don't know anyone personally, you know celebrities who have killed themselves, who have taken their own life. They've taken an easy way out. They've turned either a gun on themselves, or they overdose, or they hung themselves, and you look at their lives like, I don't understand. You had everything. You had everything that I've ever wanted, at least. You had everything. You had multiple cars. You had all the money, just about all the money in the world, meaning you could choose where you want to live. You could just get up and go. You could buy whatever you want. You had the most expensive purses. You know, the purses that are like in the double digits, like in the 100,000. There are purses that are that expensive. Seriously. There are purses that are like 15,000. Like, why would I ever? But you know, they buy those things because they feel as though this is going to bring them happiness. This is going to fulfill them. This is going to complete them. And so they buy purses, and they buy these expensive shoes, and they buy these expensive, you know, jewelry and precious diamonds. They buy these things. They buy these things. You know, they buy multiple cars. They have multiple homes, multiple mansions. They have one here in, you know, Beverly Hills, and maybe they have another mansion in New York, and maybe they have another condo in Miami. They have multiple homes. They have many friends, you know, but they're not happy. Because then you begin to hear about how this celebrity, you know, almost overdosed. Now they're in rehab. Or this one is going through a lot of mental problems. Yeah. Or this one, you know, just killed themselves. You know. I was very disappointed to find out that well, I don't have no celebrity idols anymore. But the ones that I did have, I was very disappointed to know that, you know, she was on drugs. She seemed so happy. She was someone I looked up to, just to find out that she was going through an abusive relationship and she was going through rehab. Like, wait a minute, but you have everything. At least to me, you look happy. You have things that I don't have and that I would want. But she had all of these things, yet apparently there was something that she was aware that she was lacking, but she could not put her finger on it. Because, you know, in Hollywood, they're not going to come and preach to you. And if they do, they're teaching you about some other false religion. You know, most of them, they do what they call meditation. Meditation, yeah. They do, yoga practices. They do yoga practices. You know, they're being taught how to clear their mind. They're being taught how to clear their mind and allow unclean spirits into them. That's what they're being taught. And so most of them don't know that everything that they're really looking for is only found in one man. And that is Jesus Christ. He is the way, he is the truth, and he is the life. You don't have to wait till you're old for that to click. You don't have to be old and burnt out and worn out for that to click. You know, most people who are at that age where they may have realized, like, man, I lived my whole life in, I think they call it like there's a word that they call it, a mental crisis. A mental crisis where you've lived your life. Maybe you went to college, you did all the partying, you skipped school, you know, you did a lot of bad things, you got married, then you divorced, you had kids, and now you're in your late 40s, now you're in your early 50s, and they call it that midlife crisis, to where you realize, like, oh my God, my life just flashed before me. Where did my life go? Because, you know, as you get older, your life flies. I don't know why that is, but as you get older, it just seemed like you blink and you're 60. You blink and you're 60. Seriously. But, you know, they get to a place where they call it that midlife crisis, where you realize, like, oh my gosh, what happened to my life? What did I do with my life again? Like, what happened to it? One day I was 17 and then I just woke up and now I'm 60. Now I'm 55 and I'm applying for, Social Security now. Like, what happened to my life? What did I do with my life? And most realize that, man, I wasted 40 years of my life. I've wasted 50 years of my life. I've wasted 30 years of my life that went down the drain. I was in multiple marriages. I've tried different things and I'm at a place now where I just hate life. I'm mad at life. And the reality is that most people do not turn to God when they get older. We like to believe that everyone is that thief on the cross. What they call it, the deathbed ministry. We like to believe that that's a common thing. But God really has to have conditioned a person's heart to be older and to still be fresh. Because after spending so many years in the world, your experiences shapes you, and you become mad at life. You become mad at the fact that you spent 10 years in a marriage that ended. You get mad at the fact that you spent all of these years in this career and it did nothing but drain you. Do you know most people that are doctors, they smoke? They are smokers. They are smokers, or they're in false religion, or they do drugs, because that is a stressful job. Yes, it brings in the money, but most of them are stressed out. They're stressed out. And many of them, they get to a place where they realize this job has taken everything from them because it requires their whole life. They got to be on standby. They got to be available all hours of the day, all hours of the night. Missing their family, being away from their family, being away from other things. And they get to that place where they realize, man, I gave up my whole life for this career that really has taken everything from me. And so many people, not those that have become a doctor, but many people become angry at life. That they do. I don't know if you've ever met people that are just old and bitter and stubborn. You can't tell them anything because they already know. No, I know how life works. I've been through life. You don't get to tell me how life is. I've been through life and life is messed up. Life is messed up. And so most people are really just living to die at this point. Most people are just living to die, meaning they've gotten to a place where this is what it is. Life is hard. Life is messed up. We're all going to die. This is what it is, meaning they're not trying to do anything about that. They're not trying to serve serve the Lord. They're not trying to get themselves right with God. Like, they've gotten to a place where, no, this is life. C'est la vie. This is what it is. This is what it is. We all live and we all die. And this is what they're teaching the youth. Yeah, live your best life because you only live once. I know because I lived. I know because I lived and I made a lot of mistakes. And I had a lot of broken hearts. I made hearts broken, and I had some broken hearts myself, And they're teaching the youth that. Young man, live your best life. You can be whatever you want to be. That was a lie. That is not true. You cannot be whatever you want to be. That is not true. Growing up, that the standard was, hey, the sky is the limit, meaning if you want to be the president, you can be the president. You can be whatever you want to be. The sky is the limit. They even made a song about it. I Believe I Can Fly. They made a song about it, just to find out that, oh my goodness, I'm living in a world full of broken promises. I'm living in a world full of broken promises. Nobody told me that living this life was going to be so empty, because it is. It is. I remember how I was when I was in sin. That's how I know that every single person that's in sin is really not happy. That's how I know, because I know how I was. When I came around certain people, I put on a show. I had to do things to make my miserable life seem happy, like drink. I didn't even like alcohol. It tastes disgusting. I hated it, but I did it. I did it because it made me feel good. Once, I reached that level of drunkenness, it made me feel really, really good. I hated the smell of marijuana, but I did it because it made me feel good. I enjoyed fornication, but I didn't like how it made me feel afterwards. Fornicating was fun for me. It was fun for me, but it stripped me of who I was. It made me feel unvalued. You know, it made me feel unwanted. You know how it is. Let's not play games. Let's not pretend. Let's not lie to ourselves. We don't want to lie to ourselves. People that likes to lie to themselves, they stay in bondage and they die that way. They die a miserable life. I know people, or I knew people, some of them are no longer living, where they were just angry at life, just bitter. I had a family member, she was just bitter. It was so bad that I couldn't even get her to put on her seatbelt. Whenever I would have to pick her up and take her places, she wouldn't even put on her seatbelt. She was so bitter. She was so bitter. Why? Because she was angry at life. She spent her last few years smoking and drinking because, that's what you get out of life. That's what you get out of life, to where you got to turn to smoking because, people are stressed. That should tell you something about the world that you're living in, that everywhere you go, people are smoking cigarettes. What should that tell you? Life must be stressful, man. Life must be messed up that people have to smoke. Yeah, they got to make vapes for people. They have to make vapes for people because, you can't just walk up into a place and light up a cigarette. So they make vapes for people to, you can just have that satisfaction of tobacco anywhere that you go. So here's a vape for you. We'll write you a prescription. Your insurance will cover it if you need it that bad. Stuff like this is happening. People are stressed out in this life. That's why they're turning to false religion. They're turning to a religion that's not going to offer them anything. You can't get anything out of this religion except them getting your money and them taking up of your time. The only thing you can get is probably some demons and some more curses on your life. That's probably the only thing that you're going to get. There's only one that can offer you real hope and real salvation, and that's through Jesus Christ. I'm letting you know this now. There's nothing in the world. We know this. There's nothing out there. There's nothing out there. The world tells you that. That's why they have to come up with new things for you. Yeah, because the world gets boring after a while, so they have to come out with new reality shows. They have to come out with new movies. That entices you and that pulls you. Yeah, there's a new scary movie coming out. Yeah, there's a new comedy movie coming out. Yeah, there's a new movie of friendship coming out. Yeah, there's a new love movie coming out. Here's another Cinderella story for you, because we know that life is messed up and you need a little bit of hope. There's a new Annie movie coming out for you because we know you like fantasies. We know that you like false reality. And so they're going to make another Annie movie for you, or another fantasy movie for you. Yeah, the Chronicles of Narnia, Harry Potter. They're going to make it for you because they know that you are lacking in your soul. They know that you're miserable and that you're empty and that you're angry at life. So you need to go and see a movie. You know what, Dad? We're going to take you to go and see a movie because we know that you're miserable and all you do is smoke and you are lonely. You have a dog. We know we're going to take you to see a movie because that'll cheer you up. That'll make you happy. Yeah. Man is angry at life. Man is angry at life. Man is really miserable. Man is miserable, and man feels as though, well, maybe it's just more vacations that I need. Maybe it's just more sex that I need. That's what the enemy is doing with a lot of the young people. Lust. He's getting them with lust. He's making the clothing to be more seductive, more perverted because, man feels like maybe that's what I need. Maybe I just need a young girl, a young chick in my life, So they're making the clothing more provocative, even for the little toddlers, even for the little kids, the little babies. They're making the clothes provocative because, man's mind is corrupt. Man's heart is evil. And so the enemy, he knows what people want. I know that you want more sex. I know that you want more movie about sex because you're miserable. You're empty, man. You're empty. So you need porn. And so it's available everywhere now. Porn is available. You don't have to go and find porn. Porn will find you. Porn will find you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And so the things in this life, you can't take with you. You can't put on the inside of your soul. People are hoping in vain things. People are hoping in things that cannot give them eternal life. These things in this life cannot offer you eternal life. You know, it's nice to say that you have a business up under your belt and that you've built a legacy. That's nice. That you are leaving something for your kids. But Solomon says that's vain too, because he says, who knows how they're going to treat it? Who knows if they're going to do right with it? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. He said it's nice, you know, to have built something, but who knows if it's going to fall into the hands of a fool? I don't know. I don't know if my child is going to be foolish. I don't know. So he said that don't even matter. It's nice to leave behind, you know, things for your kids, but who knows how they're going to treat it and what they're going to do with it? Who knows? He says everything is vain, man. Everything is empty. He said, I've tried it all, and I'm telling you, I did not find what I was looking for, because it's only found in one. I'm telling you, when I found Jesus, I found everything. Jesus was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I'm telling you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful because I have real joy. Like, I go to bed with joy and I wake up with joy, and it's real. I don't have to go and find things to bring me joy, to bring me happiness. It's on the inside, because joy is a person. Joy is not a situation. Joy is a person. And so I don't have to go out searching to find joy. I don't have to feel as though maybe the joy is in Vancouver. Maybe we need to take a vacation trip to Vancouver. Or maybe we need to take a trip to, you know, this part of Mexico, you know. Maybe we need to take a trip to the Bahamas. Maybe we need to take a trip to Australia. Maybe that's where the joy is. Maybe I need multiple sex partners. Maybe that's what the joy is. Maybe that's where the joy is at. I need multiple sex partners. Maybe I need to try to become a Buddhist. Maybe that's where the joy is at. I don't know. Maybe I need to get into, you know, acupuncture, you know, and doing things to my body. Maybe I need to tap into the spirit realm and become a witch. Maybe that's where it's at. Maybe I'll be a good witch, you know, because people believe that. People believe that you could be a good witch. I used to believe that. You know, I wanted to be a good witch. God have mercy. Maybe that's where it's at. Maybe astral projecting and soul traveling. Maybe that's where the joy is at. Maybe I need to try becoming a good witch. Maybe that's where it is. Maybe that's where it is. You know? Or maybe me moving to another state. Maybe I'll find joy that way. Maybe that's where the joy is. Maybe having kids, maybe that's where the joy will be too. Not that kids doesn't bring joy, but you can't put kids in your soul. You can't put vacation in your soul. You can't put, you know, having multiple sex partners in your soul. You can't put cars in your soul. You can't put money in your soul. There's only joy in one place. Joy is found in Jesus. Only one can give you joy, real joy. Only one where it doesn't wear off, because he lives on the inside. His spirit is on the inside and it fills you. When God fills you, he completes you. He fills that void, and nothing else satisfies you like him. Nothing else. It's like when you have him, you have everything. I already have everything. How do you have everything when you don't have the physical things that I can see? I have Jesus. If I have Jesus, then I already have everything. I have joy. I have happiness. I have love. You want to know what the pursuit of happiness is? It's Jesus. People are looking for the pursuit of happiness in this life. They think that it's in this life. People are killing themselves to make ends meet with multiple jobs. Some people have 3 jobs. Some people have 2 jobs, and they think that that is where they're going to find their joy. They think that that is where they're going to find their completion of life, having multiple jobs. You know, moving from state to state. I know people that when things get hard, they just move because they think, well, maybe if I just move for the 5th time, maybe I'll finally find happiness. Maybe I'll find joy. But you can't put joy in your soul if your joy is material things. If joy is this car, if joy is this career, then that's not going to last. That's going to eventually wear off because you can't put these things in your soul. Only Jesus can fit in there. Only Jesus can fit in there. That's real joy. Joy is a person. Joy is a person. I'm telling you. When I found him, that was the best thing I could have ever done. Because I don't feel that longing anymore. I don't feel like there's a lack in my life. I don't feel like I have to be a fake person anymore. Because you know, when you're in the world, you become a fake person because you and everybody else is competing against each other. You're trying to make sure that you are living up to the standards of everybody else so that you can be accepted by the people in your world. And so you spend your whole life trying to make sure you have the nicest clothes, trying to make sure you have the best shoes on your feet, trying to make sure that you have a house and not an apartment. Because when people come around, when your friends come around, you want it to be said that you're doing well. You want it to look like you're doing well in your life. And so I'm so glad that I'm no longer in the world, because I don't have to live a fake life. I don't have to live up to man's standards anymore, because I already found what I'm looking for. I've already found what I was looking for, and it's not in things. I realized, like Solomon, that what I was looking for isn't in things. People are killing themselves to find the pursuit of happiness. They're killing themselves because they thought that life was going to bring them this. Life lied to many people. Life cheated people. It cheated them. Life told them that you'll get this out of it. You'll get this out of life. And when they went searching for those things and they did not find it, it left people broken. It left people empty and disappointed. Wait a minute. I was told I would get these things out of life. And when I went chasing after it, it left me empty-handed. I broke my own heart chasing after the things in this life that I could not put in my soul. I have a college degree. I have all of these degrees. I have all of these trophies, yet I can't put them into my soul. And it's nice to have all of those different things, but you can't take them with you. You can't take those things with you. People have killed themselves because they did not know what else to do. I have everything. How is it that I am still not happy? How is it? You know, when I was younger, I could never understand why the celebrities were killing themselves, because there was a certain time where a lot of them were overdosing. A lot of them were overdosing, or, you know, they were turning the gun on themselves. And I just could not understand. Like, I don't understand what the problem is. Like, can we trade lives? Can we trade lives? You have everything. I could not understand it. And then as I got older, I realized, oh, many of these celebrities, they're looking for something. And Hollywood is not it. Hollywood is not it for them. Yes, we see them on TV and they're smiling and they're with their posse, they're with their friends and their family. But many of those celebrities, they go back home to brokenness. They go back home to emptiness. They're fighting with voices in their thoughts and in their minds that you and I don't know about. They're fighting. They're fighting. Many of them had to go through a lot of different things to just get where they are. They had to go through a lot of being stripped from who they were before they came to Hollywood, and now taking on the identity of Hollywood. That messed a lot of them up. Why do you think a lot of them are on drugs? And you want to be like those that you follow. You want to be like these celebrities and these movie stars, and you don't realize that they're broken people. They're broken. They're empty. That's why they turn to drugs. That's why many of them, you see, they're getting into that new age witchcraft, that new age energy stuff where they're burning sage, and, you know, they have all of these different, I forgot what you call them. It's the little Indian things, the little Indian tattoos. But, you know, they're doing these things. They have all of these different kinds of beads and Buddhist necklace, because they're trying to tap into something spiritual, because there's a lacking of peace on the inside. There's a lack of happiness on the inside. There's a lack of joy on the inside. And so they think that maybe if I take these stones, this bracelet full of amethyst stones that I was told is going to bring me peace, you know, bring me good luck, maybe that'll bring me some sense of pleasure and closure in my soul. Yeah, so you got to where people are wearing all kinds of stones now. They're wearing all kinds of stone beads because they're being told that this will bring you happiness. This will keep the unclean spirits away. This will bring you joy. This will invite positive vibes your way. Put these bracelets on. Put this necklace on. Yeah, man is looking and searching for what their soul really lacks. But you're not going to get it in the world. You're only going to get it in one. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that there's only one way. Again, I don't have to be old and experienced to know that Jesus Christ is the only way. I don't have to have gone to seminary school to know that Jesus Christ is the answer. He is the answer. He's the only way. I'm telling you. I have real joy. I'm telling you, I live in the joy. Like I live in the joy. Like, do you know that at any given moment, God just meets me. God just meets me. He decides to just show up and just fills my atmosphere and just overtakes me. Just however he feels. And sometimes I can't help it. Sometimes I may just laugh in the spirit. I don't know. He does things like that. He does things like that. My God, I'm telling you, when you have Jesus, you have everything. I'm telling you, he strips you from the things of the world. He strips you from that brokenness. He heals your broken heart. He strips you from the world's mindset and the world's point of view of what happiness looks like. I used to think that happiness was me having a huge house with a golden or, the white picket fence, the American dream. I used to think that was happiness until it led a lot of people to their deaths. This celebrity just killed themselves. This politic just killed himself. This politic, the governor of this state just killed himself. The mayor of this city just overdosed. I used to think that that was happiness, the American dream, until it left many people empty. No, that's not the American dream. That's not the dream of life. No, if you want life, then you got to go to the one who gives it. That's Jesus. If you want happiness, you got to go to the one that is full of that. He's full of that. He is happiness. He is peace. He is joy. Genuinely, he can put that on the inside of you. And guess what? When he puts that there, it doesn't run out. It stays full. It does not run out. You don't have to keep going and getting it. You don't have to keep going and buying cars and going on vacations and going from relationship to relationship, feeling as though, well, maybe I just need more of this. No, you need more of Jesus in your soul. You need more of Jesus there. That's the only thing that can fit there. Because again, you can't put money there. You can't put career there. You can't put family there. Family is a blessing, but you can't put it in your soul. You can't put it there. Only one fits there. That spot is only fit for one. It's only fit for one. And so I know what it was like living in the world and how I would feel. How it left me empty and broken and feeling like I wanted to end my life. Well, I might as well just die. That's why people kill themselves, because they feel as though, well, why live any longer? I've already tried everything and it cheated me. You got a bunch of miserable, cranky, bitter old people walking around because they went through life. They spent their whole life ignoring God and pursuing the things of the world just for it to leave them broken and empty. And so you ever met an elderly person who's just stubborn and just mad at life and you can't tell them nothing? Yeah. Look at this person. Look at this person's life. Take note of that. Why is this person so bitter? when I was younger, I used to hate wanting to be old. Like, man, I never want to get old because I didn't meet a lot of nice elderly people. Everyone that I met growing up was just bitter. And I thought that was just life. Like, okay, I guess I'm going to start off happy and I'm like that. I don't want to be old and bitter. I don't want to be angry at the world. Like, I used to not want to get old. I don't want to get old. If I'm going to be like that, I don't want to get old. Because that was my view of life. Like, okay, I guess everybody just ends up old and miserable. But I don't want to be like that. Why? Because people are mad at life. Life tricked them. Life deceived them. And once it beat them up, once it took from them, it left them like that. It left them in that condition. And so most people do not surrender their lives to the Lord on their deathbed because they're hardened. That's why he says, serve your Creator in your youth, because you're more malleable. When you're younger, you're more malleable. You're more open. You're more moldable. God can actually mold the heart of a child versus someone who's older and experienced. No, because you're going to feel as though you've done it already. I've heard it all. I've seen it all. Don't tell me about God, young man. Don't tell me about God, young lady. I already know. I've tried it all. I've tried it all. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. And so I don't want to hear about your Jesus. I don't want to hear about your Bible. I don't want to hear about your religion. I've tried it all. I've heard it all. I've heard it all. And so you don't meet a lot of people or hear about a lot of people who gave their lives on their deathbed, because at that point, you're just hardened. You're angry. You're angry at life. You're angry at God. You feel as though God dealt you a bad hand. God cheated you out of life. You're just angry. At this point, I'm just ready to die. Then, this is life. This is like we're all just miserable. You got a bunch of miserable people. And, everybody is trying to do a really good job with covering that up with the things of this life. People are stressed out. That's why everybody's smoking now. Everybody is smoking cigarettes. That should tell you how messed up life is. Everybody's smoking cigarettes. Yeah, life is stressful for people. Life is stressful for people. People are looking for things that's only found in one. They're looking for things. People are actually searching. People, you got those that are aware, like, man, no, something's lacking on the inside of me, man. This isn't what it is. I need to find it. And many, they do find it. They find God. Many do find God. They find it because they were searching, like, no, this can't be all that there is. There has to be something more to life. This can't be all that there is. So would I just die miserable? No, this can't be it. It can't end like this. I got to find God. I have to find God. I have to figure out what is the meaning of life, because I can't die empty. Yes, I have these things, but I can't put them in my soul. I cannot die empty. I have to find the one that gives life. And so many people do find the Lord. Many people do find God. And when they find him, they realize, why didn't I do this sooner? This was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Because when you find God, he changes your whole world. He changes your whole world. And you no longer have those struggles. You no longer have those mental problems anymore. You no longer struggle with suicide. You actually begin to love life. That's why you can see many of us, and we're so full. People ask me, why are you always smiling? Well, I don't know. That's all I know to do. That's all I know to be. I'm just a happy person. I'm full of joy. I don't know. When you have God, that's all that you know. You don't have bad days. You don't have miserable days. Every day is a great day when you're in the Lord. Every day is a good day when Jesus Christ is still on the throne. Like, every day is a good day. I don't have bad days. I get to decide. I get to choose joy. I can choose joy every day. I have it on the inside. I can choose joy. Choosing Jesus is choosing joy. Choosing Jesus is choosing life. Choosing Jesus is choosing happiness. Do you want real happiness? Like real happiness. I'm not talking about going away on a vacation to Jamaica. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real joy that nobody can take from you. You know, the world can't take it from you because the world didn't give it to you. The devil can't take it from you because he didn't give it to you. I'm talking about a joy that's unmovable, unshakable. It just stays, and it just fills you with this overwhelmed presence of the Lord. Like, you're just overwhelmed. Like, I don't know what else to do but just say thank you to him. I don't know what else to do but just worship him and just praise him, because he's so good and he's giving me life back. I have a reason to live. I have a reason to praise because God saved me. You know, last night church was just good. It was good. It was good because many of us was just reminded of the goodness of God and how God took us out of the way. He could have left us there. You know, Jesus is walking past a lot of people. Jesus is walking past people and leaving them in their miserable state. But he called the rest of us. He called many of us, and he's still calling people. You know, he says that he has sheep that are not yet of this fold. So he's still calling people. But it was the best decision I could have ever made. Like, I'm so grateful. Because I remember what I used to do and where I used to be and how I used to feel. I remember. And it's nothing compared to what I am experiencing now. Like, I'm full of happiness. I'm full of joy. I'm full of the love of God. And I know that he loves me. I know that he loves me. I know that he's near. You know, I know that he's with me on every side. And so I don't have to be afraid. I don't have to doubt. I have a new identity. I know who I am. I know who I am. And that's one of the great parts about being saved is knowing who you are. Knowing that you belong to someone, that you're wanted, that you are loved, that you are valuable. Knowing that someone actually wants you. You know? I belong to someone. And that's a beautiful thing to know that my life is purposeful. I'm not a mistake. You're not a mistake. You are not a mistake. You know, your life is not meaningless. Your life is filled with purpose. You are special to the Lord. I don't know what your parents told you. I don't know. I know one thing, you know, when my mom had me, because she was a teen mom, all of her other friends that got pregnant in fornication, they aborted their babies. And they were trying to encourage her to do the same with me. And I thank the Lord that he had bigger plans. You know, what the enemy was trying to, you know, make for my bad, God turned it around for my good, you know, because her friends wanted her to abort me. Everybody else was doing it. Yeah, that one got an abortion. That one got an abortion. You're the only one in high school with a baby or pregnant. So you're just going to go through with it. Yeah, the Lord had plans. The Lord had plans, you know. And so I'm grateful. I love this life. I love it. I love my life in God. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I look forward to the more. I look forward to more because, when you are in God, you understand that your treasures are not in this world. You understand that, things on the world are nice. Things in the planet are nice, but they don't complete me. These things don't satisfy me. I already know who satisfies me. I already know where my joy comes from. My joy comes from the Lord. My joy comes from the Lord. And guess what? Nobody can take it away. Nobody can take it away because nobody gave it to me. The world can't take it away because the world did not give it to me. Satan can't take it away because he did not give it to me. I live this life. I live this life every day, and I love it. I am grateful that God chose me. I'm grateful. So yeah, let this message bless you in Jesus' name.